Welcome to Quick 3D Tutorials. Today's video we will talking about how to create a natural environment inside Maya. This video inside YouTube with Alex is very great video. It is a long video, but he's going to describe his workflow and how you can work with it better. But basically the thing he's going to do in this video, talking about it, actually is he's taking some of picture from an object inside the natural and from different view, and he's going to use a software to create this inside the 3D. So he's going to create it inside the 3D object. Then he's going to Maya and fix some things so he can use the Dynamesh, and going to the ZBrush and putting the this mesh on it. And from this, as you can see, he getting some of different alpha brushes so he can use it later. Then if he have some of object and he want to modify this a bit, make it like be higher or less, he can use some kind of the deformer on it. And then he going to blocking things. So it is a very good idea if you can make things to be separate object. It is better because of the resolution of texture, bump map, and working with it easier. And you need to also know if you have only for one image. In this case, you have placing a camera for only this view. So if you want to have kind of shadow from behind the camera, you should also make some of object there, so it gives more realistic look to it. But you need to make it separate, and he going sculpting inside Maya very fast way, and he going to the ZBrush using the alpha brush to add these different detail on it. And later he going to use some of the SV Paint plugin, I think, which he's going to placing the different things inside the ground. And he using the V-Ray to render this image and making some of adjustment inside Photoshop. So that is his way to do this, and it is very nice way. But there are also a software called Word Machine. It is kind of different. You can just creating also landscape and these things by nude, and of course you can just search about it, how it work and like this. And the last things we have, so another software calling for View. So it is also just creating also landscape by a different way. It is kind of like Word Machine, but that is a different software, different way people creating the things with it, and especially with this thing going to be complicated. And if you have some of vector displacement brush, which is it is not like 2D vision, but that is in 3D view, and if you have some of the brush, it will help you a lot to creating the thing with it. So to know a bit about the brush, how we can do this, inside Maya we have only the alpha brushes we can use, which you can find this video inside. And inside the Modbox or ZBrush you can also use a vector displacement brush. So these two videos you can also see it how to create this very fast and easy. Okay, now we're just jumping to the Maya. So here we have a simple plane, and I want to sculpting it. The first things we need to do is actually go ahead and give it more resolution, so it is better to sculpting on it. And then if you want, if you know where the way or the river or whatever it is going on, so it is better using the paint tool to do this and not a sculpting tool, because the sculpting tool, it can be used, but sometimes you want to go ahead and put all the way to be up and down or something even, so you cannot do this by this way. So you're going to select it, go to the rendering, go to the text tool, 3D paint tool, and the first things we're going down to the color and assign the texture and resolution of it, of course, maybe something like this, just creating it. And from there I can just brush the way, maybe undo again, the way I want to be. And from here to sculpting this one, I can use what is called soft selection. So I just selecting this and holding the B to make this to be bigger or smaller, something like this. And I can just grab this up and down. Maybe it was too much, maybe something like this. And one here. You get the idea. So, and of course I can also use this sculpting tool inside this to do this, but the problem is I cannot see my my texture on it. And if sometime you cannot see your texture, maybe you have not the texture on, or you have checked this one on. So sometimes it's going to be to check it like this. So that was the first way to create the thing. The second way, we just grab a simple plane and just make also soft selection like this, and duplicate this and using it to create the thing I'm looking for. That is more flexibility, and maybe scaling it up and down and so on. And if you want to do some of the brush detail with the alpha or vector, so you can also use it, but I recommend to use the alpha to do these things. But when you are finished, you need to actually go ahead and merge this and use the ZBrush to make the topology for you, and the same thing for this one. But before I end this video, there are one important thing you need to know. When you're working with a very large scene like this, and you're going to make very cutting or deleting or putting different things on it, it is better you turn your history off. So now it is turned off. By default it is blue, so you're going to make it off. Why we need to do this? Because anytime, and also if you want to retopology this, because anytime we're going to, let's see, we're going to the cut tool and cutting some of things like so, and press enter and make another one and enter and another one and enter, Maya going to save it if the history is on. So now I have putting a history off, so it is not saving it, so it's going to be faster to work inside Maya. So in the starting, if you have history on and working with it, you cannot feel it, it is slow. But when you're going to working 10 minutes or 15 minutes on your project, and depend how large it is, you can feel it is going to be slowing down. And if you have not remembered to do this, the simple thing is selecting your object and go to delete the history. And just check this one to be off, and you can work if you have forgot it. And that is also good to use it for retopology. But I recommend to use ZBrush to make the retopology. I have tried Modbox, but sometimes in Modbox, if it is larger scene, so it's going to be a bit heavy on it. But ZBrush should work great and make a different result. And you can also use some of the curve to drive your way, or if it is any loops you want for these or for the other, and be trying to calculate this. So that was just the basic about how you can creating landscape or environment inside Maya or other 3D application. And thanks for watching.